Introduction to JavaScript for while, if, and switch loops. Hi guys, Martin Y here. Today I will show you how you can easily run some very simple loops in JavaScript and implement it into your website. So hello everyone, today we're going to do the different type of loops in JavaScript, and we will start by using the for loop. So for loop usually has three sections. First of all, you declare the starting point, and in JavaScript you declare something with lat I equals to 0, so our starting point will be 0. Then until I is smaller or equal to 10, we will continue being in this for loop, and we'll increment I with 1 every time that we run in the loop. Okay, so you can do this now here by displaying the number of I, and you will see how it will actually increment inside the for loop. So let's write console.log, and then in the brackets I write while count. Okay, and you can refer to I by simply typing the dollar sign and then brackets, and inside the brackets I will type I and another bracket here. Okay, let me place a semicolon here. So if I save that, I should write here I plus plus after it. Okay, let's save it. And when I run the code, there is an error, so let's see what it is and let's fix it. And the thing is that, guys, here in JavaScript, instead of the parentheses, you need to add this sign here. This is how you can actually access the for loop, and you can see that when I write this sign, actually this dollar sign I gets a completely different color from the while count. Let's save that and let's run it. So yes, I can see where the error here is that because we don't need to increment I since we're in a for loop. And when I run this way again, and also I misspelled the let here with lat. So let's save that and let's run the code, and you can see that you get here while count 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this starts from 0 to 10. So we're running the for loop 10 times. This is what it means. Okay, let's run now a while loop, and for while loop you first need to declare the incrementing variable. So let's do let I equals 0. Okay, and we write while I is more or equal to 10. Okay, in that case let's open a parenthesis, and while I is more than 10, and in our case is starting from 0, so we enter the loop, we can write console.log, and here I will again type while count, then dollar parenthesis I here inside. Okay, but here we need to increment I in order for us to run the while loop over and over again and do not stuck inside it. Okay, so let's run the while loop, and you can see that here now we see while count instead of for count, and you can see that we get the numbers from 1 to 10. And guys, I noticed that here I wrote while count for the for loop. I will just write it as for, so you don't get confused, and you can see that when we run it we actually get for count. I just wanted to go back for your reference because I noticed that. But anyways, now since we passed the for and the while loop, let's go to the type of the conditional statements, and there are a few types. The first type is the if statement, and the other type is the switch statement. So the if statement is very simple. For example, if you do a constant x is equal to 30, then you can do if x is equal to 10. Okay, then we can do console.log x is 10. Okay, this if x is 10. Let's write the semicolon here. Then let's write else if x is higher than 10. We would like to show console.log. Okay, and here we write x is less than 10. Okay, And finally, let's do else, which means that for every other case, so if x is neither 10 or is nor higher, actually here is greater, okay, so if it is not greater than 10 or equal to 10, then we would like to say in the console, so console dot log, okay, and inside the log we will say x is smaller than 10. Okay, let's run the loop and let's see what happened. So we can see that x is greater than 10 because x is 30, so it doesn't pass here, but it pass on this statement here because it's higher than 10, so we display that x is greater. And if I write x to be 5, you'll see that we will say that x is smaller, and if I write that x is 10, we would get that x is exactly 10. So this is the idea, guys, for the if statements. Let's now create a switch statement which will consist of number that will be equal to 2, for example. And once you have your number, you can actually write different switch cases. So you simply need to write switch, then number, and then let's open this bracket, and then let's say case 1 semicolon. So this means if number is equal to 1, then we would like to do console.log, and then we can say the number is 1, okay. Then we can write a second case, so case 2, okay, and here actually I'll copy the same, but this time it will be that the number is equal to 2. That's it. And let's create a third case, but here actually instead of case we write default, and default means that for any other case that is not 1 or 2, we are actually going to display that the number is not 1 or 2. Okay, so this is how it works, guys. And let me save it here and let's run it, and you can see that there is one very interesting thing, because we got that the number is 2 and we got that the number is not 1 or 2, right? And we got that because once we get into a case, it is important to add the break keyword, because if you don't, the code continue executes until the end, okay? So this means that if you add break, this means when we enter in case 2, we're not going to go to the default case. So let's save it, and if I run it once again, we just get that our number is 2, and then we exit or break the switch code. And that's quite simple. So guys, that was everything I want to share with you about loops, and this was everything for today. Thanks for watching, and in the next section we're going to talk about functions.